So here we go. Los Angeles Infamous is about to throw a battle down against Tampa Bay Damage. And who's going to win this game? I don't know. This is a tough one to call. Tampa Bay Damage has won tournaments in the recent past. They won a tournament last year. They won the West Coast Open for the fourth event of the year. And then they, Infamous on the flip side, they won 2012 Chicago. But Infamous did not look as good as Tampa Bay Damage did last season. Both these teams have had some few roster moves in the offseason. Tampa Bay Damage picked up Jason Wheeler from Moscow Red Legion. He's actually from London, but he was playing with the Russians. And then on the flip side, Infamous picked up the Bornstein brothers. They got Zach Patient back. They have a much stronger roster than they did last year, a deeper roster. Tampa Bay Damage has always been deep. They got Jacob Edwards back too, who spent half the season last year with Houston. He's back with his brother, Jason. Lots of stories from these two teams. Talk a little bit more about that as the game goes down. 5 seconds to go. Here we go. Infamous on your left, Damage on your right.
Split screen breakout. I'm telling you right there. First G on the break is coming from the Infamous side of the field. Shooting out number 7, Callie Rudolph. No, I can't. Right. Callie Rudolph taking the break, taking the walk.
But Zach Patient coming out of the snake.
Chad Boucher taking the walk.
And then also Zach Patient coming off for Infamous. And look at this, Dalton Vanderbilt trying to make a super aggressive move way past the 50-yard line, but he gets taken out.
He air bunkered somebody, Matt. He got wrong communication from the sidelines.
So Brian Smith, Timmy Probst, and Jason Edwards left alive, but it's starting to go down over there on that D side, so a bunch of bodies walking off. Only one player left alive for Tampa Bay Damage. So here we go.
I think that's
Infamous avoiding that slow start that they got in the last game when they went down 0-2. They ended up winning that match, though. And now looking like Brad McCurley is going to be left alive. Also have Damian Ryan, his roommate, right behind him. So successful first point here for Los Angeles Infamous.
And like I said before, when stuff like that goes down, let the smoke clear, sit back, chill, instead of just running down the field like I've seen other police do. So yeah, they did the right thing. Perfect.
Absolutely. Good job by Damian Ryan to hang that flag up, stay alive. Good job by Brad McCurley, too. We'll be right back after this.
They say don't be perfect, be clutch. Being clutch is one of my biggest assets. You can rely on me to be clutch, and I rely on the Vanquish. My name is Damian Ryan. I play for Team Infamous, and the Vanquish takes my game to another level.
Welcome back here. Last 2 games of the first day, the 2014 PSP Dallas Open. I'm Matty Marshall up here with Chris Lasoya. Score 1-0 in favor of Los Angeles Infamous. Tampa Bay Damage going to need to pick it up here this next point. 18:40 on the clock. And these two powerhouse, pretty evenly matched squads. But again, last year Damage had a much better year than Infamous did. But Infamous strengthened themselves in the offseason. They also have Zach Wake back. Zach Wake had a leg injury, couldn't play the last part of the season. He actually played most of the season with San Antonio X Factor. Great story with Wake, actually. Just did a podcast with him. Go to paintballaccess.com and listen to that. He's got a really interesting history in the game. So the Bornstein brothers have come out for Infamous. Jason and Corey. You can tell them apart because Corey has the fiercer beard. His brother's got a great one too, but Corey Bornstein, best beard in the league right now. And so that's how you can tell the two brothers apart. Bobby Avila, Zach Wake, and Nicky Cuba out to play at point number 2 for Los Angeles Infamous. On the flip side, Keith Brown, Brian Smith, Jacob Edwards, and Jason Edwards. And it looks like they also have Chad Boucher over there as well. So streaking out heavy towards that D side of the field. Tampa Bay Damage breaking 3 that way. On the flip side, though, Infamous, you can see on your screen, able to get to that 50-yard line of the snake. And it looks like 5 alive for both teams right now. And Zach Wake is going to now chop up cross field. He might have got a shot. Not sure if he did. Yes, he did. Nice job by Zach Wake. Able to get some production immediately in the snake. Good position for him. And he is looking at 65. Brian Smith, Agent Smith, one of the best players on a team full of great players. So let's see if Zach Wake can get his job done here against one of the best. Brian Smith. So Brian Smith is a little bit off that 50-yard line. You can see him there on your screen. He's looking more toward, you can see that wide open lane. And he's trying to talk to some people and figure out what they got going on. And there on the flip side, there, infamous Zach Wake in the 50-yard line. Snake trying to get a shot, that back corner bunker. And here comes Brian Smith now moving up. Brian Smith is gunned up, waiting for Wake. And then here comes Wake, and he's going to come around and trade out. Good trade, nice aggressive move by Wake to take Brian Smith out. Bobby Aviles follows him up. So Bobby Aviles, good insert move from him out of that back corner bunker. And he gets right to the 50-yard line. He's going to shoot crossfield, try to get a shot in that back corner bunker. And it looks like Tampa Bay Damage also lost Jason Edwards and Keith Brown. So Wake got 2 of those kills. Wake doing work for Infamous early on. Oh, but Cuba also got shot by Chad Bouzier. So 3 on 2 currently.
This is so hard to keep up with, and I'm standing right here.
Yeah, this is a chaotic field, man.
It's
it makes
great.
For amazing. It makes for fun, entertaining games for sure. I'm sure they're having a blast playing down there because you never really know what you're going to get, man. Those breaks are so chaotic, you really don't know how many guys you're going to actually get out alive to their bunkers. So now Infamous has both 50-yard lines. On the 50 D side, also 50 Snake.
And who's in the back corner? Is it Jason Edwards?
Yeah, it's 2 on 3.
Jacob
Edwards. So Jacob Edwards, back corner bunker on the Snake side. Infamous trying to put another point on the board. Slight one body advantage, but they have much better field position. Bigger bunkers to work with.
You know, but that cross, man, coming through that dead zone, there's so many little spots to get shot through.
Corey Bornstein tried to sneak one in on him. See that earlier?
Yeah.
Kind of went in real quick, tried to pick up that lane inside. So now Corey Bornstein's back, shooting towards that back corner bunker. So Bobby Aviles is talking to Corey right now, trying to get that information crossfield. Pretty sure they know where the bodies are. It's always a hard, this is a hard cross to break. It's also a hard cross to break against Damage. Damage is really good at this. It's really tough to go against and push into Damage's back line. It doesn't care who's back there too.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're they're so deep on their roster that, I mean, having people cross it up, it's about the same thing no matter who's back there, like you said. I mean, there's a few key players I probably wouldn't definitely want to go up against, but at the same time, they're all pretty stellar. So now, oh, but Corey Bornstein gets caught trying to move up the field. All of a sudden, just like that, 2 on 2, and here comes Chad Bouzier. Huge move, and he is able to get a shot. Did he get taken out? He did, so it's a 1-on-1 now. 1-on-1, Jacob Evers versus Bobby Aviles to see who's going to take this point. Is Infamous going to go up 2, or is Tampa Bay Damage going to tie it up? Well, it comes down to who's going to win this 1-on-1 matchup. I think it might actually be 2-on-1.
Is it 2-on-1?
No, it's 1-on-1?
No, it's 1-on-1. Yeah, 1-on-1 situation here. Bobby Aviles backs up out of that center 50, trying to fake Jacob out.
You know, Bobby Aviles is probably one of the best one-on-one players I know. Yeah. I had luxury playing with that kid many, many times.
Yeah, me too. Bobby Aviles is a baller for sure, but Jacob Edwards is good too.
I know. You can't. This is like a.
Oh, but it looks like Jacob was able to drop a shot in on him. We didn't really see much of a battle. It was kind of just Bobby going back and forth in there trying to make Jacob lose him, because that's what you want to do in a one-on-one. You really want to push the guy into his bunker and then try to make a bump somewhere so he loses you, and then you can get a drop on him. But Bobby not able to get it done here, so Tampa Bay Damage is going to take that point, tie it up at 1 apiece. That's one of the longest points we've seen all tournament long. We'll be right back after this. So if you look at these two teams on paper, You got to give the advantage to Tampa Bay Damage. Because, look, it's not about your potential. It's about what have you done for me lately. Well, Tampa Bay Damage, they won a tournament last year, and they were highly competitive. Infamous on the flip side, not as much. You know, they weren't able to make it to any finals. The highest they placed was 3rd, and they had to play in some relegation games. So though the potential exists, and we have seen it, we haven't seen it since, you know, about Chicago 2012. But they are much stronger this year. It's the same squad. You know, I mean, we're talking about an amazing lineup, but they've got to perform. They've got to actually get out there against the best and get it done again. So you have to give the advantage on paper to Tampa Bay Damage, just basically on what we saw in 2013.
Yeah, and they were very impressive last year.
They were.
I mean, they played stellar all year long. I mean, 2013.
And they won an event.
Yep,
it's really, really hard to win an event in the Champions Division.
And they took second. They took second twice.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they took second here last year. They took second in the Mid-Atlantic Open. They didn't place in Chicago, and then 3rd. They got 1st, as we said, in the LA Open.
So can Infamous dig deep and fulfill their potential? We'll see. Tied up right now here. And referee in there checking out. I think that's Callie Rudolph. And it looks like he's clean. Tampa Bay Damage able to get number 17, Keith Brown, into the snake, and Damian Ryan coming off early for Los Angeles Infamous.
You always hate seeing that, especially for LA Infamous. And a mistake, a mental mistake, you see on the top side of your screen, both players trying to fill the corner at once, and Keith Brown getting takeout in the process of that.
Yeah, but then Zach Patient dies out of the back corner bunker for Infamous, getting shot out of his spot. You know, so bad deaths. Look, some mental mistakes here back and forth, Chris.
Yeah, and Brad McCurley getting the snake and getting shot now from Jacob Edwards, I believe.
So Brad, last guy left alive on the snake side, but he catches one trying to get a cross-field shot. So all of a sudden, 2 players left alive for both teams here.
You know, Drew Templeton and Callie Rudolph, Kevin Roof, both on the Doritos side of the field. And on the flip side, Dalton Vanderbilt and Jacob Edwards both on the snake side of the field here for Tampa Bay Damage.
Yeah, so I'd give the field position to Infamous, Chris.
I was just gonna say that, Matty.
Yeah, I mean the 50D side is pretty solid, and there's a lot of bunkers to work with. There's no one over there now, but I think Damage thinks that the snake is still hot. Look at this, Chris.
Yeah,
see, Damage is still shooting towards that snake side as Infamous is pushing up that D side. So Damage, and now losing their back corner bunker, as Dalton Vanderbilt dies out of that back corner.
Another one-on-one, Matty.
No.
Oh, he slips one in on Jacob Edwards.
We thought Jacob was going to get another shot at a one-on-one, but wasn't able to do it. So it's going to be Drew Templeton. Always solid Drew Templeton. Slow and steady wins the race. He's got a 6th gear too, but the thing about Drew, it doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He's a very consistent player, always plays at a really high level, and he's the last guy left alive able to hang that flag. So here comes Los Angeles Infamous, going to take a slight 1-point lead here. Drew Templeton, 3 confirmed kills for him, 3 for Damian Ryan, though he came off early. But a lot of contributions by LA Infamous here as they go up 2-1 with 12 minutes and 21 seconds to go as we take a look in the pits for Tampa Bay Damage.
Yeah, I'm still looking to see a little production out of Zach Patient. You know, I haven't really seen a lot of him. I mean, I know he has it in him. I know he can do it. So, but after this message, we'll come back.
Whoa, Todd, those guys are just feasting down that Dorito side. I'm hungry.
Raza Paintball with another game winner. Let's send you down to the field and Nikki McEvers.
Thanks so much. Todd, let me ask you, if someone wants to order a paintball jersey, take me through it.
Well, I make the best jerseys in the game. If you order a jersey from me, that's what you're going to get. Don't ever hesitate to call customer service if you have a question.
Who didn't call?
It's just a reminder. You want to find out about the best? You can search it on Facebook real quick. RazaLight.com.
Well, all right. Back to you.
Welcome back here. Beautiful afternoon here at Cousins Paintball Park for the 2014 PSP Dallas Open. I'm Matty Marshall with Chris Lasoya. This game brought to you by Infamous's home field, CPX Sports in Chicago. They have events there. The CPL first event April 5th through the 6th. The second one May 31st through June 1st. The third July 19th through the 20th. And the fourth September 6th through the 7th. Also can't miss Living Legends May 16th through the 18th. Go to livinglegendsofpaintball.com. Man, talk about an awesome, fun, big game. That's one of the best ones to go to. CPX Sports, one of the best fields, and the stop for the third event, Chicago Open, held at CPX. So here we go. Looking at Tampa Bay damage on your screen right now. Heavy guns in that center, playing the blind area. And they try to get Dalton Vanderbilt into snake 1. It looks like he makes it in clean. And they do lose Chad going out to that D side. 1 coming off for Infamous as well, though. As it looks like Bobby Aville's going to take the early walk.
Yeah, another one getting the walk for Infamous as well on that far Dorito side of the field. It's one of the Bornsteins. I think it's Corey taking the walk on that far side of the field.
Nicky Cuba able to make it out and help support his player here in the 50 snake.
Yeah. Oh, looks like he got him right in the hand. Nice shot. Well played by Zach Wake.
Zach Wake is looking good, man.
He is looking good. He seemed fired up. I talked to him in the pits or in the parking lot a little while ago before he came on the field. He seemed fired up, man. Seemed very focused, and he seemed like he was in great shape. You know, he didn't seem like he was bummed out. You know, so I'm really happy to see him out here. Plus his dad Dan Wake is down in the pits, probably helping out coaching a little bit as well.
I think Zach's had an awakening. No pun intended, but you know, I think that, you know, you get to a certain age and realize, you know, your successes and your failures, and really take stock of what's going on, what's working for you. And you know, Wake's worked really hard in the offseason to come back from that injury, to fight back all that bad publicity and all that stuff that happened to him last year. Oh, look at this though, Nicky Cuba dying out of back corner bunker behind Wake. So now Wake, only person here in the snake. It's 2-on-2 right now. Jason Edwards and Brian Smith are left alive for Infamous. So let's see if Jason Bornstein and Zach Wake can get it done here for Infamous, as Nicky Cuba comes off early, dying out of that back corner bunker. Yeah,
it's very uncharacteristic of Nicky to die like that as well. He's usually pretty good in the back bunker.
He is pretty solid. He's a great gunfighter, and talk about clutch ability. Nicky's great at that. And Nicky looked fast. He's gotten a lot bigger in the offseason, but he also increased his speed too, because he looks like he gained a step. Yeah, he may put 10 pounds of muscle on or whatever it looks like he put on, but yeah, he also was able to gain a step too.
I think it's forward momentum.
Yeah. Put that big old upper body.
Yeah. Kind of throws his chest forward and just kind of takes him.
But dying out of that spot. So let's see if Zach Wake. It's going to be tough for Infamous, though, because Zach Wake's all the way over here, 50-yard line on the snake side. His other player left alive, Jason Bornstein's away in the back corner bunker. Oh, and he gets taken out. And then Zach Wake looks like he might have caught one, too. It's going to be tough for Zach in here. Last player left alive, fighting 2 bodies right now and in a bad spot. And then he gets taken out. Yeah, wow. It looked like, and he was trying to get the ref in there to check him out because he might have taken a bouncer in his shoulder. It's always really tough to actually look with your goggles on to see if that broke or not. And you know, Zach has been known to get lots of penalties, and that is the one of the really big things he's trying to work on. He's trying to be more coachable. And he's also trying to, you know, be receptive to criticism and not get penalties. It hasn't happened yet, and you'd see there he was really diligent about making sure that referee came in there to check him out. But it was tough for him, you know, 2-on-1 situation. Yeah, you got the whole snake to work with, but your D side's completely blown. Uh-oh, looks like a penalty on somebody. I think it might be Brad McCurley. Brad McCurley making a mental mistake and coming out early. That's going to be a pit penalty on Brad McCurley. So you are not allowed to come onto the field before the point is called done and over with. And Brad McCurley came out too early, so that means a minor penalty, which means you can hear the players being called out for the next line.
Damien, Drew, Corey, Bobby.
Simple mental mistakes.
Yeah, so Infamous going to be down a body for this next one. We'll be right back after this.
Who's this? Yo. So then Drew's sitting. I got Zach, Brad.
Ever wonder why you feel so great after purchasing from BuyPBL.com? We stock and test only the best to be sold directly to you. And once our team of experts deems that your order is complete, it gets the stamp. Once your order is packed, our team of shippers will get you your goods fast. Ooh, yeah. Never have a bad shopping experience again. Shop at BuyPBL.com. Feel free, alive, and incredibly rich.
So Infamous looks like they figured out who's going to be playing this next point as the team starts taking the field. Brad McCurley is going to come out for the next point. Corey Bornstein along with Zach Patient. And it looks like Damian Ryan and also Bobby Aviles. That will be your starting, or your 5 that are playing for Infamous here. All tied up at 2 apiece. Jason Edwards, Brian Smith, Jacob Edwards, Keith Brown and Chad Bouzier will be taking the field for Tampa Bay Damage. 9 minutes and 20 seconds remain here. Very close match. We've seen a lot of long points. Some of the longest points we've seen in the tournament so far. Not surprising considering how closely matched these two teams are. Again, though, Infamous starting down a body.
Yeah, and starting down a body. I saw Bobby Aviles take one in the loader. So he's going to take the walk as well. So they're down 2 bodies, down 3 bodies. Damian Ryan also taking the walk on Infamous. So they're down to 2 players now, Maddie. And Damage in the driver's seat. It's tied up 2-2 right now.
Yeah, Chris, Damage taking full advantage of this power play, and they are just streaking. They're all over the field right now, and Infamous is just dropping like flies.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably better it happened that way, to be honest with you. Get it out of the way. It was a minor penalty, so the penalty will come off, because minor penalties, if you do get it and you lose the point, it does come off. So, I mean, the only thing they lost was A, they lost a point, and B, they lost about 20 seconds.
Yeah, it's the point I'm worried about.
Yeah.
With this, and I get you though. I feel what you're saying. It just, you know, when you have a situation where you have a little, you got 2 powerhouse teams like this, especially when Infamous is trying to, you know, reassert themselves as a top-level team. You know, Infamous came in ranked 7th overall last year. And that's not where they want to be. The roster they got,
they're not a 7th-ranked team.
No.
I mean, on paper.
Yes.
Well,
and
the
again,
standings,
but
yes.
You know what? That doesn't matter, though, man. I don't really care because think about it this way: you don't win tournaments on your credentials. You know, no one walks out here and is like, "Oh God, look at all those! Look at the talent on the other side. That's it. I give up. Bam! I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot." No, that's not. Everyone's hungry for that victory. Every event. It's a brand new, the slate is clean, and yes, we can sit up here and tell stories for hours, which we have to, you know, which we do every event. And they're fascinating because it gives you the preamble, it gives you the understanding of who is taking the field and what they should be doing. But at the end of the day, man, you keep what you kill, and it's about what you're doing at that exact moment. That's why every good player, every good team's always talking about, man, it's about every point, every game, renewed effort, focus. And right now, you know, with that, you know, Brad just dropped the ball a little bit on that penalty, but they can get it right back in this next one.
Absolutely listening on the pits right there with the Infamous guys. You see them on the field right now. About 15 seconds for this point starts. 8:40 left in this game. 3-2 game in favor of Tampa Bay Damage. Should be 5 strong on both teams right now. Coming out of the box, Tampa Bay looking like they have the advantage. Infamous, if they get their mental state together, I think they'll be okay, though.
I agree. Well, here we go. Tampa Bay Damage on your left, Infamous on your right. Here we go, Infamous, big move. Damian Ryan all the way up to the center A.
I love that move.
Yeah, and he's shutting down that D side of the field. Damage now losing 2 off the break. 3 players left alive for Damage. 1 coming off now, 2 coming off early. And look at this amazing move by Dalton Vanderbilt. So just when we thought it might have been Infamous's point, Dalton Vanderbilt starts wrecking shop. 2 confirmed kills for Dalton Vanderbilt. Nice job by Damage to save that point. Jason Wheeler, Dalton, and Timmy Probst able to get it done for Tampa Bay Damage. And Infamous,
I thought literally Damien shot the person he needed to shoot, and I thought he was going to run through.
Well, I didn't really see mistakes necessarily being made by Infamous. Damage just played a great point. They did lose 2 bodies, but they were able to figure out where the remaining bodies were left alive, and those 3 players, Jason, Dalton, and Timmy, were able to get it done. Really good work by those 3 guys to, you know, preserve their lead here. 4-2 is the score.
Yeah, I mean, the score is closer than what it appears. I mean, it is 4-2. But these teams have gone seesaw battle, back and forth. The games have been so close. It could have been won by either side at either point. You know, unfortunately for Infamous, Damage has come out of the top 4 points out of the 6.
And the way, and Chris, you know how Damage can lock the field up, even on a field like this. And you could make an argument that this could be game point right here. If Infamous comes and they're able to take this point, they're still in the game. But if they let Tampa go up 3 points, you know, and then after this, but depending on how long this point is, I don't know. That it could be it. We'll see. You know, I mean, obviously with this field layout, you can come back. And but this is a huge point for Infamous right here. And you can see in their pits, their focus. There's Corey Bornstein, Nicky Cuba, Jason Bornstein, Zach Wake. Looks like they've got their confidence back in Zach Wake. They're putting him out there because he's getting it done, man. I really like how Wake's playing.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, playing Tampa Bay Damage down 3 points is like going to the principal's office when you're first in high school. When he makes you sit out there in front of the office, and he makes you sit there for like an hour, but it seems like the whole day. So let's take a look at this replay, Maddie.
Well, this is Dalton Vanderbilt right here, and he's just gonna come around and he sees, oh great, you're just sliding in right now? Oh, awesome, free kill for me. And takes out Zach Patient, and then realizes that his team's done a lot of work on that other side. It's like, that's when you stand up, you're like, oh, awesome, there's no one left alive, perfect.
Yeah, it's a good day.
About 15 seconds to go before the start of this next point. Damage gonna be on your left, Infamous on your right. Here we go. Again, this game brought to you by CPX, one of the best fields in the world. Go to livinglegendsofpaintball.com, check them out. 7:48 to go. Big point for Infamous as they try to get Zach Wake into the snake, and it looks like he got taken out trying to slide in. They also lose, looks like Nikki Cuba in that center as well too. So Nikki and Wake coming off early. The Bornstein brothers are still alive.
Yeah, and Tampa Bay Damage just dominating this snake side of the field, getting 3 on the break over here on this side alone. Everybody else is kind of stuck in their side of the field, Maddie, and there's really nowhere for him to hide. Here comes the pain. You can see the rundown by number 7, Chad Boucher.
Chad going headhunting. So making quick work of Los Angeles Infamous' Tampa Bay Damage. Great job by Brian Smith, Timmy Props, and Chad Boucher. Confirmed kills for them. Score is going to be 5-2 with 7 minutes and 10 seconds to go. We'll be right back. So can Los Angeles Infamous fight back to get into this match here, tie it up? Well, they do have some time left with 7 minutes, 15 seconds to go, actually. But Tampa Bay Damage with a solid 3-point lead. It's going to be very difficult for Infamous, especially if they cannot live off their break. And that has been the story here these past couple points. Tampa Bay Damage are really starting to get those lanes down, getting those off the break shots in. And Infamous just not able to keep their full complement of 5 players alive to start these points out, Chris.
Well, I can see Tampa Bay Damage coming out just smoking down lanes, not making any really crazy moves, not going up the middle, not going to the snake. You know, I see him making nice, easy shots in the break. I see Infamous needing to take, you know, chances. I see Damian Ryan going up the middle. I see Nikki Cuba trying to get out here. I see Brad McCurley trying to get in the snake right away. So I guess we'll have to sit back and see what happens. But that's just my guesstimation of what's going to happen here.
Well, here we go. For Infamous, Zach Patient, Drew Templeton, Brad McCurley, Kevin Rudolph, and Damian Ryan against Keith Brown, Jason Edwards, Brian Smith, Chad Bouzier, and Jacob Edwards. And it looks like off the break, Tampa Bay Damage again trying to put some paint back, but Infamous able to live. And 2 players now coming off for Tampa Bay Damage, so this is Infamous's chance. They got Zach Patient in the snake, but they lose Brad McCurley behind him, and it looks like a penalty has been assessed on Tampa Bay Damage, Chris.
Minor penalty on Tampa Bay Damage. Unfortunately, that's pretty much going to put the nail in the coffin for this point.
Well, Infamous needs to score this point here very quickly. They need to grab that flag and run it in.
There's still 6 minutes and 36 seconds left, but because of the minor penalty, it will come off when they do score, but still, they want to conserve the time. They're down by 2 points now if the flag hang is clean. For those of you at home, if you hang the flag with a hit on you or a mark by a paintball on anywhere you paint, anywhere on your body, anywhere your equipment, actually that equivalates as a dirty hang. And what a dirty hang is once you hang the flag, it tells you it's pretty much a no point. They don't restart the game. They give you a minor penalty, I think. Is it a minor penalty?
For the yellow flag?
Yeah. No, I mean, no, if you hang the flag as a dirty hang.
Yeah, minor penalty, no hang.
So that means 0 points. But
that didn't happen.
No,
so now we got ourselves a 2-point game. 5-3 is the score. Infamous definitely has a chance with 6 minutes and 25 seconds to go. They need more points. Lots of time. We have seen some long points, but it's really hard to play a long point here. You can't really lock it up very much. We've seen a little bit of that if you have the back corner bunkers and people are not really sure what the count is, but still, that being said, it's good. Infamous needs to get some shots off the break, and well, that's really when you got to watch to see what happens. So we'll be right back, see what happens in this matchup. Do not go anywhere. Looking at Damian Ryan taking the field for Los Angeles Infamous. Damian Ryan, talk about guys that play tons of points. Damian Ryan rarely comes off the field. It almost takes the act of God for them to take him off the field, and rightfully so. You know, he's in great shape. He's a huge contributor to the squad, always up there in kill count every year. And let's see who else they're putting out there. They got Zach Patient, Brad McCurley, Drew Templeton. And here we go. So can Infamous make it happen? Big, bold moves all the way up the center. Damian Ryan starting to chop some players up the center. And it looks like Dalton Vanderbilt getting shot trying to get into the snake for Tampa Bay. Damage, no one in the snake right now. And here comes Damian Ryan. Looks like he got another one, Jacob Edwards. So 2 players coming off early. And here comes Zach Patient in the snake for Los Angeles Infamous.
Oh, Zach Patient taken out. Number 89, Jason Wheeler getting smoked down. 2 players left alive now. I believe, yeah, that's gonna be only Timmy Probst and Keith Brown. Keith Brown mirroring up. Zach Patient. But Infamous also losing bodies behind him, Matty.
Yeah, Infamous losing bodies a little bit, but they still have 3 players alive. They're in great spots as well. And they're only looking at 1 body left, and it's Keith Brown. He's forced to tap out.
That's going to bring it within 1 point, Matty. If anybody could pull something off this, it'd be Infamous.
Well, those are 2 quick ones for Infamous, and now we got ourselves a 1-point game. So Infamous refusing to go quietly here, and looking pretty good. They're making some bold game plans. You know, running Damian all the way up to the center. He was able to get some production out of there, and which put Tampa Bay Damage on their heels. Keith Brown really the only one doing any sort of damage for Damage in that last point. So can Infamous tie it up with 5 minutes and 13 seconds to go? We will see in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. Infamous taking the field to see if they can tie this game up right now. 5-4 is the score. Tampa Bay Damage trying to hold on to this lead that Infamous has been eroding for the past couple points. 5 minutes, 13 seconds to go here. Look at the Tampa Bay Damage on your screen. Timmy Probst, Chabusier, Brian Smith.
You know, that's a good squad to put out, especially in a situation like this. You know, those are the guys that can lock it up the best to their ability on this field. And like you said, it's not easy to do on a field.
It's interesting though, because on this field, you're really I don't think there is a lockup option. I think you have to fight fire with fire. You gotta, if you want to keep putting points up on the board, you have to continue to try to shoot players off the break. I know everyone's trying to do that every single point, but still, you know, there's different situations that, you know, different types of looks that you can give the other team in order to try to make that happen. But you got to take ground too, because if you just give the snake away, give the D side away, let guys make those big moves up the center. You know, so here we go. There's the Infamous boys. good start for Infamous as they defeated Impact 7-3, and now trying to just get back into this matchup here against Tampa Bay Damage. You know, Tampa Bay Damage beating the brakes off a Storm earlier on 7-1 with a really good point spread too. That's key. You know, it's important to have a high point spread here.
Yeah, you know, and if you look at the Damage guys, they look nice and calm. Like, yeah, okay, whenever you guys are ready. Whenever you guys are ready.
They've been here before many times. Now, there's a reason why we constantly see Damage playing for wins and you know, playing in those semifinal matches. It's because of their consistency. They got, again, great support. They've had the same guys for a long time. They know how to do this. This is they understand the mental game. They've been really good at outweighting teams over the years too. They can totally turn it up. They have a 6th gear when they need it. And then on the flip side, man, you talk about a hungry team. Infamous is the definition of hungry right now. You know, talking to those guys in the couple days preceding the event, they were just so excited to play again. They couldn't wait. They were just chomping at the bit to get out there and prove themselves. So that's what they're doing right now. This is an opportunity to do just that. Big move again by Damian Ryan up to the center. Tampa Bay Damage not able to start that. Oh, no, but they do. Able to take out Damian Ryan as he was wrapping around, and no one gets shot off the break for Tampa Bay Damage. That's huge.
But I don't think they saw Brad McCurley jump in the snake.
Oh, Timmy Probst coming over off of that D side of the field. And yes, you're right, Chris. Brad McCurley has made the move into the 50-yard line snake. The guns are going to turn to him. He's looking at 3 bodies, but they're pretty far back. No one in the snake for Tampa Bay Damage. You're looking at Brad McCurley on your screen, and he's wrapping around on that sideline. And then now moving into the snake, Dalton Vanderbilt. Ooh, Dalton almost got shot there.
Oh, but in the process, he shoots Jacob Edwards.
And there goes Brad McCurley. Brad McCurley launching, but he gets eaten up. But, yeah, just like you said, Chris, though, as Edwards coming off. So now here comes Infamous. Infamous is just looking at 1 body. Dalton Vanderbilt, can they tie it up here? Still 3 players left alive. Can Dalton get it done? He can't. Not much he could do from back there. Zach Patient still alive with Kevin Callie Rudolph and Drew Templeton. So solid work by Patient, Templeton, and Rudolph.
I think Zach heard me earlier. He's on fire past.
So here comes Los Angeles Infamous, man. That's what I'm talking about. Well done, Infamous. You haven't won the game yet, but you have tied it up with 3 minutes and 54 seconds to go. So, Chris, at this point, it's anybody's game.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say, well, if they just keep playing like they are, they'll be fine. But that goes for both teams. I mean, obviously not damaged the last couple of points because they kind of got blown up a little bit. You know, they came out good in the break. They shot Damian. They were up bodies. And then it just seems that when Brad McCurley got in the snake, Jacob Edwards fell asleep. And then here comes Brad McCurley and bunkers out. I can't remember who it was that was in front of the snake.
Dalton.
Dalton was in the corner. Somebody went in the snake, and Bradley came down and bunkered him secondly after shooting Jacob.
Well, I'm liking the fire that I'm seeing out of Infamous. I'm really liking the aggression and the focus that they've been able to bring to bear here in this comeback.
Right.
But you know, but this kind of goes to show you that it's really tough to have any sort of defensive mentality, even when you're up points on this particular field layout. Sometimes you can, you know, some field layouts play perfectly into that plan. This is not one of those layouts, and I think that's why we've seen Infamous slowly but surely creep back in and now tie this game up with just under 4 minutes to play. We'll be right back after this. That's a determined Dalton Vanderbilt right there. You can see he's ready to roll here, tied up at 5 apiece. One of the closest games that we have seen so far in this tournament, but that's what we predicted and what we expected when you have two teams like this, Infamous and Damage, who are hungry to assert their dominance in the Champions League. Neither one of these teams, Damage didn't have to worry about having ever to play any relegation games last season, but that was Infamous's lot in life for a couple events last year, and they do not want to put themselves in that position again. And if they keep playing like they are now, I don't think they're going to have to. They already got a victory here today when they defeated Impact 7-3, which is a pretty good field, pretty good point spread. But also talking about point spreads, Damage 7-1 victory over Storm definitely helped them out. But regardless, tied up 5 apiece, 43 seconds to go. On the field for Los Angeles Infamous, Kevin Callie Rudolph, Drew Templeton, Brad McCurley, Damian Ryan, and Zach Wake. For Tampa Bay Damage, Brian Smith, number 13, Jason Edwards, 31, Jacob Edwards, 17, Keith Brown, and number 7, Chad Bouzier. Good kill counts for both of these teams. 6 for Smith, 3 for Edwards, 5 for Jacob Edwards, 5 for Keith Brown, and 6 for Chad Bouzier on the Damage side. And on the Infamous side, Callie Rudolph's got 5, Drew Templeton has 6, Brad McCurley has 6, Damian Ryan has 7, and Zach Wake has 3. So, you know, Chris, it couldn't get more evenly matched right now.
That's correct.
You know, you're looking at two teams playing well. Infamous, hats off to them for fighting to get back in this match. Damage let off the gas a little bit, but here we go, tied at 5 apiece.
I think whoever wins this point, Maddie, is going to win this game. There's only 3:46 left, so looks like here comes a. So I hate when refs take flags out.
Well, I was going to say, Chris, you know what we haven't seen in a little bit is a penalty.
Yeah.
So both these teams, and Zach Wake able to get up into the snake. Ooh, good shot by Zach Wake. Zach Wake getting it done for Infamous right now.
He also shot Chad Bouchier as well.
Yeah, so Zach Wake contributing here and in good field position. Let's see who's going to win the battle. And he's got Keith Brown, looking at Keith Brown for Tampa Bay Damage in the snake.
Oh, looks like Keith Brown gets a shot across the field as well on number 3, Drew Templeton. Great shot, but right in front of Zach Wake, 3 full bodies. The only 3 bodies left in the field.
For both teams, Chris. There's 4 bodies left alive for Infamous. They do have a player back corner bunker on the D side.
Kevin Rudolph is back in that back corner. Number 65 taking the walk. That's Brian Smith. Only 2 players left now, Keith Brown and Jason Edwards. And they're not in the best positions to where they should be for a 4-on-2.
And here comes Zach Wake. Big move by Zach Wake. He comes down, and it looks like he trades out. That's going to be a major penalty, I think, on Keith Brown. Keith Brown got obliterated by Zach Wake. So, you know, could see Zach Wake is pumping his fist, and he should be. Zach Wake is playing great right now for Los Angeles Infamous. Zach Wake fans have been waiting to see this. It's been a long time coming. And he's been working hard for this moment right here. Los Angeles Infamous, 3 players left alive for them. Kevin Callie Rudolph, Brad McCurley, and Zach Wake adding a couple more kills to his kill count and getting it done. Zach Wake's playing on fire for Los Angeles Infamous, and he's worked hard for this moment. The game is not over yet, though. Infamous is 1 point away. Let's listen in real quick. Gonna have to have a parental warning here, though, I'm sure, knowing Infamous. Let's check out this replay here. Zach Wake. So he had backed up to this spot. He backed up out of there, didn't want to be fodder, and then he launched. Again, there's no coaching anymore, so it's all Wake over there. And he called himself out, actually. I didn't even think a ball broke on him, Chris.
he was like, oh, my God, was that on me?
Maybe that's why he was pumping his arms. Oh, man. Thank God. I saw a major penalty flag, and it wasn't on me.
Didn't have my name on it.
Yeah, so far, Zach Wake, knock on wood for him, playing clean. But that penalty is not going to help Tampa Bay Damage's cause here, as they are now down by 1 with 2 minutes and 32 seconds to go. And they're going to have to, they have that major penalty, Chris. They're going to have to play for pretty much the remainder of this match down a body, because Keith Brown spun like a top in there while he got obliterated by Zach Wake.
Yeah, and that could possibly cost them this game, that major penalty. However, I have seen Tampa Bay Damage get 2 quick G's in the break, even it up, and then come back and win the point. You know, grind the penalty off. I mean, that's all it's going to take. They come out, they get 2 quick G's.
Yep.
They sit there, get the penalty off, grind it out for 2 minutes, but then they only have 30 seconds left to win the point. So you got to look at that as well because there's time constraints.
Hey, man, we all well know that number 13, Jason Edwards, very consistently is good for a G off the break. So Jason Edwards alone, not even counting Timmy Probst and some of those other ballers on that team, they could spin around, put a quick shot on somebody, and even this up. Let's see if they can get it done. Zach Wake is spun. They spin Zach Wake again, but Zach Wake gets shot off the break, and that is exactly what Tampa Bay Damage wanted to happen. They even the body count up, and they are able to keep. I think they have all their bodies alive. They do. So Tampa Bay Damage, and then Tampa Bay Damage shoots another with Drew Templeton coming off early. Normally so consistent. Drew Templeton gets shot out of his bunker. 2 players left alive. Let's see if Los Angeles Infamous, with the 3 guys that they got left on the field, Brad McCurley, Kevin Cali Rudolph, and Damian Ryan, can hold off 4 players for Tampa Bay Damage. And remember, they will get a body back in 1 minute and 21 seconds, which will give them about 30 seconds to work with that extra body should they need it, if they can't close the point out fast enough. Can Infamous try to even this body count up? They just need to get 1. 4 players on the field for Damage right now, Chris.
You know, look right now for Dalton Vanderbilt to get up this field as quick as possible. He's not going to do much sitting back where he is, but if he gets up this field and gets a cross shot in that back corner, it'll free up the middle, and it'll free up the Dorito side. They have to do something. They only have 1 minute and 25 seconds left. 50 seconds left on the penalty.
Well, right now you have Dalton is just chilling in Snake 1 right now, shooting cross field, and he's got to know he's got a direct drive. You can see the clock from where Dalton is.
Yeah, and now number 13 taking the walk.
Oh, Brad McCurley.
No, 13, Jason Edwards.
Oh, so that is not going to help Tampa Bay's chances to get back in this match and tie it up. Now under 1 minute left to go, on 57 seconds.
Infamous is in good spots right now.
They are. Chris, they are in good spots.
You got Damien in the swivel, the back 2 corners crossing up. Yeah, that's going to be hard to come through that man and survive.
They're not crossing it up yet. Okay, now they're crossing it up. Here comes the attack. Look for Dalton to push forward. Timmy Probst in a good position in the center. They've got to push forward. They don't have much time left. Just about 30 seconds, 35 seconds now. Can they make it happen? But Dalton gets shot trying to make a bump, but Brad McCurley dies out of the back corner. Damian Ryan.
Major penalty on Dalton Vanderbilt.
That's it. That is going to do it for Tampa Bay Damage, as it's 2-on-1 right now, and unless God himself brings a lightning bolt down.
It looks to me like they pulled 2 players on that major penalty.
Well, like I said, gonna need a miracle. Gonna need a miracle at this point in order for Tampa Bay Damage. So it looks like Los Angeles Infamous coming back from behind, able to take the victory, snatch it away from Tampa Bay Damage, just pull their hearts right out of their chest, threw it on the ground, stomped it out. Damian Ryan, Kevin Cali Rudolph, and Brad McCurley. And look at those kill counts across the board for Los Angeles Infamous from the guys that were playing that last point. Zach Wake 5.
Damian Ryan broke the crop.
Yep, Damian Ryan hitting double digits with 10 confirmed. Drew Templeton 6. Kevin Rudolph 6. Brad McCurley 7. Team effort by Los Angeles Infamous in their come-from-behind victory here, eking it out. And that's the first game that has gone to time, Chris.
Yeah, what a great game, though. I mean, honestly, it was across the board, a great seesaw battle, and that's kind of a finals game that we're going to see. We're going to see those kind of games as the weekend progresses. These good teams are going to get to know each other a little better, get to know the field a little better, and they're going to play just like that happened right there.
That's a good point. That was absolutely a potential finals match. And right before it kicked off, we were sitting there talking who's going to win it. Man, it's so hard to pick. But Infamous just wanted it a little bit more. And I think, you know, in the kind of middle part of the game where Damage went up some points, kind of let off the gas a little bit, Infamous took that opportunity to prove themselves, send a statement to the rest of the professional paintball world. Okay, look, we're going to go 2-0 today. I don't care what happens. We're going to find a way to win this match. And they barely did, but hey, that's all that matters. Just win, baby. And they were able to do it.
That's all that matters at the end of the day.
Yeah, so hats off to Los Angeles Infamous. They take that victory 6-5. First game that we have seen all day today go to time here on this very crazy aggressive layout. And just solid work across the board. Everyone stepped up for Los Angeles Infamous. And a lot of production from Tampa Bay Damage, too. Timmy Probst had 6 kills. Jason Edwards, 4. Dalton, 3. Keith Brown, 7. Jacob Edwards, 7 from the 5 that took the field. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly. She's in the pits. See what she has to say.
I am here with Brad McCurley from Infamous. Congratulations, you guys just won that second match of the day, 2-0. They just beat Damage 6-5. That was definitely a nail-biter game. You guys came back. They were leading that for most of the time. So what does it feel like when you're sitting behind those bunkers on the field and you're watching the clock tick down and you know you can win?
I mean, we're up a point, less than a minute left. Damien and I kind of looked at each other in that ninja sense, just because, I mean, we do everything together. But as you're at each other, we're like, all right, let's hold this down. And, you know, we were just communicating back and forth and picked up a few bodies quick as they were trying to push down the field. And, yeah, that was it.
That ninja communication definitely worked off. I think I was sending you those vibes too, like just sit there, don't move. But did you guys feel a lot of pressure coming into this weekend to prove that you are one of the top teams?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we underperformed all last year, and we expect more of ourselves, and as does, I think, everybody else that knows the kind of paintball that we can play. And, you know, we worked really hard in the offseason to prove people wrong about, you know, giving us the kind of back burner on being a top 4 team, because we think we're a top 4 team every time we step on the field. And, yeah, I mean, I think that's just been the motivation on the offseason and pushing forward for this year.
Well, you guys have both Zach's back, you have the Borenstein brothers, and you had 3 coaches today. Do you think all of that is helping your overall game?
Absolutely. I mean, it all helps. It all adds up. You know, last year we were kind of beat up health-wise, injury-wise, and getting both the Zachs back as well as adding the Borenstein brothers. I mean, we're a much deeper team this year, and it's harder to predict what we're going to be doing out there.
Awesome. Well, you guys did a great job. Congratulations. They are undefeated on day 1. Next up, we have Impact versus X Factor. We'll see who takes that win.